It was a Friday night. A heavy rainstorm was lashing against the windows, and I was home alone. My parents were out of town for the weekend. I was just sitting in my room, hunched over my laptop, when the doorbell rang. I checked the clock. It was 1:15 a.m. I hadn't ordered anything. When I opened the door, a delivery driver was standing there clutching a large brown paper bag. "Uber Eats for Alex?" he asked. I shook my head. "No, you got the wrong house. My name isn't Alex." The driver looked confused. He double-checked the address on his phone, mumbled an apology, and headed back to his car. I locked the door and went back to my room, but I couldn't shake this sudden feeling of dread. My heart was pounding for no reason. About 10 minutes later, I heard a loud thud coming from the kitchen. I crept down the hallway, every muscle in my body tense. When I walked into the kitchen, my blood ran cold. The window was wide open, and that same Uber Eats bag was sitting right there on the counter. The exact same bag the driver had just walked away with 10 minutes ago. I froze. If that bag was inside, it meant someone had climbed through that window. I rushed to the window and looked out. The delivery driver was still there, standing by his car, but he wasn't getting in. He was just standing in the pouring rain, staring directly at my kitchen window. He had his phone pressed to his ear. I leaned in closer, barely breathing, trying to hear over the sound of the rain. His deep voice cut through the silence. "He's alone now. Go ahead." I bolted from the kitchen and slammed my bedroom door shut, locking it instantly. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely dial 911. And then I heard it, coming from inside my closet. A faint, muffled sound of someone breathing. It sounded like someone was struggling to hold back a laugh. That's when it hit me. The driver outside was just a distraction. The real threat was already in the room with me. We like to think that technology makes our homes safer. We install cameras and smart locks to keep the world out. But sometimes, those same devices are exactly what an intruder uses to get in. This story was sent in by a guy named Tyler, and it'll make you want to put tape over every camera in your house. Tyler was a software engineer who lived alone in a large, older house on the outskirts of town. Being a tech guy, he had converted the place into a full smart home. Everything, the lights, the locks, and the security cameras, was controlled directly from his phone. One night, Tyler was lying in bed scrolling through his phone when a system notification popped up. System update. A fourth user has logged into your security feed. Tyler froze. He only had 3 devices connected to his network: his phone, his laptop, and his iPad. So, who was the 4th user? He immediately opened his security app to check the live feeds. Kitchen. Empty. Living room. Empty. But when he pulled up the garage camera, his heart dropped. The main garage door was wide open. He frantically tapped the lock button on his app, but a red error message flashed across the screen. Access denied by admin. Suddenly, the smart speakers in his room began to emit a low, distorted static. Through the white noise, a raspy, whispered voice crept through. "Tyler, look at the hallway camera." With trembling hands, Tyler switched the feed. The hallway was empty, but he watched in horror as the camera lens began to tilt up and down manually, as if someone was standing right in front of it, moving it with their hand. Then the camera slowly pivoted, pointing directly at Tyler's bedroom door. Tyler sat up in bed, staring at his door in the dark. Just then, his phone vibrated again. Another notification. Smart lock. Bedroom door unlocked by user 4. The door handle turned slowly, and the door creaked open on its own. The hallway was pitch black, and Tyler couldn't see anyone. But then, the motion sensor lights began to trigger. The light by the door flickered on, then the light by the closet, and finally, the smart light directly above Tyler's bed turned on, illuminating him in the dark. Someone was in control of his house, and even though he couldn't see them, he knew they were standing right in front of him, watching him through the very lens he had installed for his own safety.